We got a story time. Let's check it out.
Y'all, my flabber is gasted right now. So I go on solo dates once a week, as a lot of you may know. And last week I go on a solo date. Okay, I go to Maple and Ash, right? It's in Arizona. It's in Scottsdale. I go to Maple and Ash. I'm like, perfect. It's a rainy day. Nobody's really going to be here for real because it's raining. And I was right. It was empty as hell in there. The bar was basically open. So I sit down, and next to me I see like a wine glass and two different bottles that are open, but nobody's sitting there. So I asked the bartender, I'm like, hey, can I sit in the seat next to this seat? And he was like, oh, that's just our regular. And I'm like, all right, cool, perfect. So I sit down. I have intentions of getting an appetizer, dinner, and dessert. Like, that is my plan. I'm like, I'm gonna have a couple glasses of wine. So as I'm sitting there, the regular comes back, right? And he sits down.
Listen, man, I don't drink. But if I did, there's no way I'm touching a glass or a bottle after I abandoned it and went somewhere else. It's no way it's had get me another bottle, get me another glass. I don't care. Like I'm not about to do that. I don't care if the bartender is right in front of it. I don't care. I'm not doing that. Motherfuckers is weird. So many people have been slip stuff and their whole life be ruined and they be off kilter for years, if not for the rest of their life.
He was like, don't worry, like, about me. I'm about to leave in a minute. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm just sitting there and he starts to have a conversation with me. So we start communicating. We start having a whole conversation that lasts for like 2 hours, right? And then he was like, by the way, let me just also say that this was a very friendly conversation. Like, there was a lot of dudes, bros. Like, this man knew he was a lot older than me and also like made it clear, like, I'm not trying to hit on you. Like, I think we could just be friends. Like, you know, I am a lot older than you. I think that would be weird, blah, 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 blah. Like that.
See, that's him trying to Mr. Friendly his way into the pussy. And that is her trying to be disingenuous and fake naive about him Mr. Friendlying his way into her pussy, or at least trying. I should have identified her at the top of the video. This is Catherine McCarty on Facebook. I don't follow her on TikTok, but that's her on TikTok. Look at how bad this chick is. She is a TikTok baddie, as we would say, or whatever. But that ass. But if you believe the Mr. Otis, the old man, was just trying to be friendly with her and trying to have conversation and didn't want to smash, you're out of your mind.
That was the conversation, right? So I didn't feel uncomfortable. It definitely felt very friendly. So he was like, why don't we have dinner here next week? And mind you, this man bought my dinner, which was very nice. I didn't know he was doing it. He just secretly bought my whole dinner.
He trying to line up some sugar daddy action. That's what he really on.
So I'm like, thank you so much. Like, I was super grateful. He was like, how about you meet me here next week at 7:30? And I was like, all right, cool. So he tells the bartender reserves the 2 seats that we were sitting in for next week at 7:30. So today is Friday. I did not feel like going. I did not feel like doing my makeup. I didn't feel like doing shit, right? I go do my makeup. I get my hair blown out. Like, I just, because I don't feel like doing my own hair. And I go. I'm like, okay, I'm going to.
Now, I'm not going to lie. I know her type. And I know that she tremendously wanted to flake on this dude. I know every piece of her wanted to flake on this dude. For whatever reason, she didn't. In my mind, the reasons that she didn't flake on him is because, A, we ain't even going to say it. We going to say one. He secretly paid for her whole dinner the last time without her asking and without even telling her, and invited her out a second time. So this man has immaculate trick potential, but this is the second thing. He is non-threatening. She looks at him as non-threatening because he's trying to be so friendly. He's not trying to come off, and he's already even made it clear, like, you too young. I wouldn't want to, that would be weird. He already set that tone. He said that he's laying the game down. This is his game, dog. This is his game. So she's completely disarmed. She's like, bruh, he's not going to try and make no advance. And I can go and get some free food. So it's really no risk, all reward. And if I keep this relation, we'll go to number 3. If I keep this relationship up, it's possible that we could go to other venues and get other food. It's possible that he will buy me a couch and a TV. It's possible that we can go on trips, friendly trips, to where I have this man who is not a threat, who doesn't want anything sexually from me, but is willing to spend whatever on me. Now, I know I stretched that all the way out with number 3, but I think at least number 1 and number 2 were factors that made her say, you know what? I'm going to go and see this friendly old man. I'm not going to flake on a friendly old man that paid for my dinner. We could even throw in a number 4. She might feel like she owes dude because he paid for the dinner. She just owes it to him to live up to the commitment that she made. And number 4 is really pushing it because I'm going to tell you something, man. These chicks don't be having no integrity, and they really don't be giving no fucks about anybody but themselves, especially when it comes to somebody else's time.
Show up early. So I show up at 7:15, right? I walk into Maple and Ash. This regular, that's his name in the story. I walk in, I see him immediately, and I walk around the bar, and I see him, and I was like, oh. I walked to the left side of him. I'm like, oh, regular, I thought we were having dinner tonight. And he was like, oh, hi, how are you? And I was like, good. Mind you, there's a whole different woman. I don't care if it was a woman or a man. Like, I don't really care because it was not that type of situation.
Yeah, keep telling us that.
But he's having dinner with a whole different woman. He's halfway through dinner. And I sit down at the seat next to the woman because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, at this point, I just felt so awkward and so embarrassed that I was like, I'm just going to sit down and have a glass of wine. So I sit down, have a glass of wine, and he was like, oh, so-and-so, have you met Mackenzie? Like, this is Mackenzie, this is my friend. He was like, when did we meet Mackenzie? Like a couple weeks ago. I was like, no, last week, actually, when you told me we were going to have dinner. And he was like, yeah, like, this is my friend, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, cool, nice to meet you. So I have my wine.
Now, what I want to know that she's not going to say, how young was the chick? Were they comparable in age, or was she younger? Because this chick looked like she probably like late 20s at best. I would really say 30s, like early 30s. And this is the other thing that's really important to me. Was she comparably bad? Was she a sexy chick? Because that would definitely play into everything.
Get my check, and he was like, oh, like, it was good to see you, bye. I'm like, did I just get played by a 50 or 6-year-old man? Like, I felt so disrespected because I'm like, you and I dead ass sat at this spot last week and made these fucking reservations for 7:30 p.m. at Maple and Ash, and I show up and you're halfway through dinner with a different person.
So I want to paint a picture for you real quick. But before I paint the picture, I got to set the premise. How can you feel played if it's supposed to be a friendly situation? It's not possible to feel played if it is a friendly situation. Let me break something down for you. Let me ask you something. And you don't got to answer in the comments. You could just answer this in your head. If you and your mans say y'all gonna link up at B-Dubs or a sports bar at 7 p.m. to watch the Rockets game or whatever, and you get there and he's got some dude there, he's already there with some dude you never met. The dude is his coworker, and he introduced you to his coworker. Are you gonna feel played? No. Are you gonna feel some type? What are you gonna feel? You know, if he's a threatening looking motherfucker, you might be like, why is this motherfucker bringing this, thug to come through or whatever? You're going to feel something depending on what type of person they are that he's introducing to you that is now going to be sharing energy with you as far as y'all being in this space. Because if it's somebody that's like a fucking killer, or it could just be a weirdo, like some fucking nerd that's like super weird or whatever, just somebody that's generally not cool. Like, yeah, that could blow your shit. But you're not going to feel played that somebody else is there. You might be somebody who is pretty antisocial and you're just upset that somebody else is there. But guess how you don't feel? You don't feel played. You don't feel played. She feels played because of the undertones of what it actually is. She can tell you that it was friendly. She could tell you that it wouldn't matter if it was a man or one. She could tell you all of that shit, right? But she's bullshitting us. She knows exactly what it is. And she's being disingenuous about it.
Like, I've dated some scum of the earth men before, and I've not even been done like that by the scum of the earth men. I'm like so confused. Mind you, it was a friendly situation. So it's like, like I said, I don't care if it was a man or a woman.
And again, she's laying another layer of bullshit on the bullshit cake. If you didn't care that it was a man or a woman at that table with that man, then why did you compare this situation to dates when this wasn't a date? This wasn't supposed to be a date, and it's supposed to be a friendly situation. You just link it up to eat with this dude. You're full of shit. That is how come you compared it to dates. That's why you compared him to the man that you date. Because you know what it is, but you're trying to act like it's not what it is. Because you both are doing this under a guise. And the guise is that he doesn't find you attractive, and it just would be weird if he was to fuck with you. So he has no desire to fuck with you. He just wants to share your company and be your friend platonically without any sex. And you buy into that. You know it's not true, but you buy into that. Now, just because he's selling it to you and you buy into it, that doesn't mean you can sell that to me. And you can sell it to your audience. But who the fuck is buying that shit?
Why the fuck would you tell me that we have dinner plans at 7:30? I show up and you're halfway through dinner with somebody else. Like, that is so weird. I've never felt so uncomfortable like that. Like, I was so shocked, and that I was like, fuck, I'm not even having dinner. I'm just gonna go home. Because, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping.
Now, I noticed something with these comments. This is Facebook. We gonna go through some of the comments. I'm gonna read just a few, not even the whole things. But I want you to notice something about the people posting, right? It's a bunch of old dudes, Willie Earls, cats in their 50s and above. That's who's following her on Facebook. Gregory Allen says, woman walks into a bar, sees only 2 seats at the bar. Sounds like you might have been feeling him. Older gentlemen sometimes have that effect. That's him basically trying to like, shit. I know I be pulling shit because I'm old, nigga. And my old niggas be pulling shit. So, you know, you felt him. You felt him. That's what that was, girl. Go ahead and give Willie Earl some of that snagger-tooth kitty cat. But, you know, you got Chuck. He says he probably thought you were going to show, or probably thought you were not going to show up. So he went with option number 1. That's a fact. Another dude says, sounds like he double booked. You could pause and read these if you want, but look at Roger at the bottom, man. Look at Roger. When we go to TikTok, you got only one dude at the top. It's going to be all women. It's a whole different demographic. That's because she do like fashion shit on the TikTok or whatever. So she got 2 different audiences. The only dude says, Unk done forgot what he said. Let's go and read the female comments. Sid says, quote, I'm tired of this, grandpa. Sums this up. The second comment says, y'all missing her point. It's keeping your word in general. Another comment says, this comment section is not it. She's mad because he disrespected her and her time, not because it was a friend or not. See, women are going to feed into the bullshit. Next page, Ken's no man wants to be our friend, baby. Facts. Another one says, he said 7:30, girl, you should have given him 15 more minutes. Facts again. Girl, the older they get, the worse it seems. Honestly, I don't think it's even the age anymore. Another person says, not he double booked dinner, OMG. Last set of screenshots. You are most def not tripping. It's very inconsiderate to completely disregard plans you've made with someone and then to not even try and make up for it. Even if it was a friendly situation, he disrespected you, your time, and your patience. He probably does that all the time and didn't expect you to actually show up. He probably gets stood up often. Last one says, and this is a chick, hilarious, why are you mad? He's just a friend. See, if we really going to buy into the bullshit that she's selling, right? Where is the disrespect? Where is the disrespect? Because that is a friend. He's supposed to be your friend. He's supposed to be just a friend. It's supposed to be something friendly. He said to meet him the next day or next weekend or whatever at 7:30. She showed up early and he was already there. Guess what? He was early just like her. But he had company. He had somebody else there with him. Number one, it wasn't a date. It wasn't a date. It was just two friends coming together to get a meal. Number two, how did he not keep his word? Because somebody said he didn't keep his word. He was there. He never said they were going to be alone. He never said it's going to be just us two. He said, come back through. Let's see exactly what he said.
How about you meet me here next week at 7:30? And I was like, all right, cool. So he tells the bartender reserves the 2 seats that we were sitting in for next week at 7:30.
So he didn't say y'all was going to be alone, but he reserved 2 seats. This is the thing about that story. You know, did you get the exact seat that you sat in the last time, or was somebody else in that seat? You didn't mention that. But this is the other thing. You were still able to sit with them. You were still able to sit with him. What is the problem? What is the problem? So, when it comes to, not living up to the commitments, he was there. He said, why don't you meet me? Da-da-da-da-da. That was it. He told the bartender to, reserve the 2 seats. He just told you, let's meet up, and you said, bet. So he met up. This is the other thing. Wasting her time or playing with her time. How did he do that when he was there before her? How is he wasting her time when he was early? Do you want to know what actually happened? And we're going under the fake bullshit she was selling us. She psyched herself out of a friendly dinner with a friend, and she also missed out on an opportunity to gain another friend. Because she's so friendly, right? He introduced her to another friend. She decided to take the seat. She decided to get a drink. But for whatever reason, she felt so betrayed. She felt like the dude was a scumbag because she compared the dude to sleazeballs that she's dated. And it's very weird because why would you feel like that about a friend just because he brought somebody else? Was there something about the chick that you didn't like that you're not telling us? Because this is friendly. I don't get it. We're supposed to be friends. It's supposed to be some fucking Care Bear shit, right? But when we cut all the bullshit, when we get out of that fake paradigm and that fake frame that she set, she's upset because he was doing the same thing to another chick. This was supposed to be a pseudo date. This was supposed to be a date under the guise that it's not a date. And guess what? He was dating somebody else, probably under the guise that it wasn't a date either. And he introduced her as a fucking friend. And that's what he does. That's his game, and that's who he runs with. And he's trying to eat, and he's looking like the man to all the regulars and stuff like that. Because Mr. Otis, he still got it. Let me not even say Otis, because he probably wasn't black. Even though, there are probably some white guys named Otis. Let's say Elmer. Elmer be getting it in. Elmer be having them chicks come up there, man. Elmer be tricking. Elmer got it going on. So she mad because she got caught up in Elmer's game and Elmer had another chick there. And that's what makes it disrespectful, because when you look at it as an actual date, it's definitely an issue if you're already on a date at the same place with somebody and y'all not even close to getting finished eating. And it's 15 minutes before the other date that you booked. And that's how come you don't book dates in the same place if you go on double book. You just don't do that, and you don't set up reservations. You might the best bet is to pick a chick up, tell them to meet you here. But see, this is another thing, and I'm gonna end soon. But this is how you know she just think the world is in the palm of her hands. If you a dude, you've been flaked on before. If you do the dating shit, you've absolutely 100% been flaked on. And most dudes are gonna double check to make sure that, number one, we still on for today, and number two, you on the way. Because ain't no dude. These chicks have no integrity. All this shit the chicks is talking about in the comments, they put us through the bullshit and they don't understand what we go through, even though they put us through it. So we know what it is. So we not fucking going to the venue and just being at the venue. If you go into the venue without getting a confirmation, yo, you haven't been through this bullshit enough. So guess what? You're going to find out today. The dude on Pop the Balloon who dropped one of the chicks, like, he showed up to the venue. But guess what? He showed up to the venue after texting her multiple times that she was still on today, and she hadn't texted him back at all. He didn't text one time. He texted multiple times. And she was not fucking with him. She wasn't. And then what she do? She act like she fucking forgot her phone and she wasn't looking at her phone or nothing, and just popped up. Popped up 5, 6, 7, 10 minutes late and was mad he wasn't there. But you didn't respond to none of his communication because you just think you like that, because you just think you the shit. That's what niggas deal with. That's what men deal with when it comes to these chicks. So, like, ain't no dude who actually done dated a lot gonna just pull up. He not just gonna pull up. It's gonna be some type of confirmations and all that stuff. You thought you was just that good that you could just, shit, he reserved the seats, I'm gonna just pull up. And you got did how some of us be getting did. It just is what it is. One last thing on the Petty Spaghetti, because she got 1 million followers on Instagram. 1 million. She is at State Farm Arena, the Cardinals. There's a high chance she's fucking one of the Cardinals, dog. I'm out.